What is going on, guys? How are we all doing? I've got a little first impression / review of a new product. It is the GEEKVAPE NOVA 200. It's the GEEKVAPE NOVA 200 watt box mod. What we're going to do today is we're going to go down to the table, unbox it, just go through figure out a couple of the features together. I'm not entirely sure how to use this. I've never used it before. It is going to be a first impressions kind of video. I'm just trying to get as many videos out there as possible, get them all to a decent kind of quality, and just give you all some content to watch. Do you know what I mean? So this is the GEEKVAPE NOVA 220 watt. This came out about 2 months ago maybe, and so yeah, the packaging's really quite nice. But we're going to go down to the table, have a little unboxing, and then after that we're going to come back up to the top and I'm going to tell you what I think on it, my pros and cons straight away. Right, see you all in just a second, guys. So, this is the GEEKVAPE NOVA, how it is presented to you. I haven't opened this box yet, apart from the actual pinky shrink wrap that goes on it. So straight away, you've got GEEKVAPE logo. You've got the GEEKVAPE logo on the top there. You've got NOVA 220 watts. Keep out of the reach of children and minors, and a big fat TPD warning saying that this product contains nicotine, which is a highly addictive substance. And to quote Chris Empire, what are you lying for? You've got a picture of the mod there on the side, and then on the side you've got NOVA 200 watt. On the bottom, and a nice resin kind of finish, you've got the colour profile of it. It's silver and resin. On the back, on the side here, you've got GEEKVAPE, and then you've got their social media links. You've got GEEKVAPE Facebook and GEEKVAPE Tech on Instagram. On the back, powered with an AS chipset, extremely fast and accurate and powerful, compact and lightweight, powered via dual 18650 batteries. The package details inside the box: you get a Nova mod, a USB cable, a user manual, and then to all your copyright and all your contact things. You've got the barcode with what it is on the side, flare and resin, silver and flare resin. You've got the serial number, and I like this, the warning below only applies if the product has been filled with e-liquid that contains nicotine, and a big TPD warning. All usual warnings here, and your serial number. So the box is absolutely gorgeous. You've got a nice big flare resin, same kind of resin that is on the actual mod itself, I believe. GEEKVAPE NOVA on the top. You've got the AS chip. On the back, you've got the same as what you've got on the back as here. You've got all your details that you need to know. On the inside of the box, you've got like a nice little felt padded spongy thing. And then you've got the mod itself, which we will have a look at in just a second. Go through what else. The mod comes in this nice little protective case. That mod is absolutely gorgeous though, innit? But inside the box you get an envelope. Inside this envelope it is full of probably warranties and warnings and adverts for new kits. So you've got a little user manual. You've got a couple of the different pictures of the GEEKVAPE NOVA mods that are available. Got a picture of a blue one, that's not a blue one. And you've also got a warning card. Do not use this device for anything other than vaping. What else are you going to use it as? What else are you going to use it as? Do not let the tank run empty to avoid dry or burn vape. Do not overfill the tank to avoid any leakage. Before use, make sure battery is compatible with device when vaping. Please adjust the airflow valves if applicable for best experience. And all the normal stuff that you'd expect to see. And then you've got a big giant user manual in about 200 different languages. So, everything that you need to know inside there. So, and then inside the box that you get, it's more than likely just going to be a USB cable. Yeah, just a USB cable inside there. I do recommend that anything that you use, dual batteries, treble batteries, quadruple batteries, I do recommend that you use an external battery charger, because it's just a little bit safer and charges your batteries a hell of a lot more balanced and a lot even, and it means that you're going to get a little bit more life out of your batteries. So, the actual mod itself, you've got a big clicky fire button on the top here. You've got a little screen, you've got an up and down, an up and down button and a USB port. You've got a really nice resin kind of finish. Don't know if you can see that, I don't know if my camera can pick that up properly. Let me see if I can focus in. bring it up a little bit closer and try and focus it. It's nice, slightly raised resin panels. It's got a little bit of a feel to it. And on the bottom you've got your don't vape in a bin, CNE, and the actual name of the mod itself. How do you get into it? So up there on the 510, it is a spring-loaded 510, I'm assuming. Yep, little spring-loaded 510 with 2 screws and a little oval 510 base plate. You've got a little lip just here, just to get your batteries on. Get your batteries in. AS chip inside, and Geek knows better. I like that. Geek knows better. Got one of these pain in the arse, but really handy kind of flaps, and you do have a positive and a negative button in there. I would prefer to see these stenciled out in black. Would prefer them to see them stenciled out in black, so it is a little bit easier to see, but it doesn't take too much hard work to get into it. So you stick your positive up on this side, boom, and your negative up on this side. I've done that wrong. So you fold that up, stick your negative up on this side, and then stick that over and put your positive up on this side. If you can get it in, ease it over, then fold that back over. And this is secured by a couple of magnets. You've got 2 big magnets on the top there, and I'm assuming there's one on the bottom. Nope, is there? No, that's just on the top, just a magnet on the top. Even that out so it looks nice and neat. And then I'm assuming it's going to be 5 clicks to turn it on. You've got the GEEKVAPE logo come up, set up to 35 watts. You've got the power, you've got the wattage, dual battery readout, you've got what your coil is, what your volts that you're pumping through is, you've got your amps, and you've got a puff counter. So we're going to have a little look at the menu on the GEEKVAPE Nova. So, I'm assuming 3 clicks to get into the menu. Yeah, so that gets into the menu, and then you've got your power, you've got bypass, you've got your VPC, you've got TCR, TC and TCR, you've got temperature control titanium, you've got temperature control stainless steel, you've got temperature control nickel. 3 clicks to get back into the menu again, because I'll let it go off. Then you've got back into your power. So, that gets into there. And then to scroll through all your options, you press the fire button. And then you can change your coil, you can wattage, your TCR and puff counter. Go back onto it. Hold it for a second to get back into the menu. 3 clicks to get back into it. And then TC, TCR, VPC, bypass. And then back onto the power mode. Hold it for a second. And then just to scroll through your wattage. Goes up in 0.1 increments and then goes up pretty fast once you hold it in for a second. Goes up to 200 watts and then it round robins. So the power cycle is from 5 watts all the way up to 200 watts. So, we're going to stick a little tank onto this. And we are going to come back up to FaceTime and we're going to have a little vape. I'm going to set it up now, 75 watts, because I am going to be running it on my Kalito 120 with the mesh coils, the 120 Pro coils. So, we'll come back into the up top and have a little vape on it and go through all my thoughts and opinions. So we're back up the top. I'm going to screw my tank onto here. Kalito 120 is a 25mm tank, if I am not mistaken, and it fits onto here absolutely perfectly flush. No overhang, no underhang, it's absolutely flush. You get presented with this screen, which is your standard. You expect that from most devices. Just reread your coil on it. So 0.15 ohm, is this the mesh or not? So 120 one, it's the original Kalito 120 coil. And take this up to 100 watts, how I like to have a vape on this. And right. Hits that 100 watt mark, no problem whatsoever. I'm really impressed with this. So, my thoughts on it. It looks really nice, the resin, but it is, for me, a little bit uncomfortable. I like what GEEKVAPE have done with the whole design of it, to be honest. It's like, it's taken a step back in time, kind of speak, and it's got a nice, firm, kind of old school feel to it, if you know what I mean, but with the power and the technology of modern day vaping. It's like taking a step back into 2000 and what year are we in now? It's like taking a step back into the back end of 2016, like mid 2016. Kind of, it feels a lot like the Anakin, what? The one with the battery pack on the bottom. The MVP4, it's got that kind of feel to it, nice and rugged. It's fairly lightweight. It's got not an awful lot of weight to it, and it's a nice compact kind of feel. It's got no battery rattle whatsoever, and it fits perfect for flush. I would prefer it if the 510 was just another millimetre, a couple of millimetres over towards the middle, and it was a centre mount of 510, but you know me, that's how I prefer my vapes, that's how I prefer it all to be set up. So yeah, take another little vape, gonna pump this up to 120 watts because it's a Cleto 120, you can take it 120 watts. It's got an absolute instantaneous ramp up time on it, and I'm pretty impressed with it, to be honest with you. The second I picked it up out of the box and had a little feel of it, I wasn't overly impressed by it. But like, as I've had a little bit of a vape on it for the past couple of minutes, it's a little bit better than what I was expecting, to be honest with you. It is a little bit too angled for me. I've got really big hands, and it digs into me finger there, digs into me finger there, digs into my thumb, and digs into the palm of my hand. Only slightly, but the way I like to hold mods, I like to hold them properly. Some people, if you hold it nice and loose, then it fits fine. This, it's got no problem whatsoever hitting that 120 watt mark. Let's see how much higher this, it's an old coil. Let's see if I can bump it up a little bit more. 130 watts. Instantaneous response time. It's got a really instantaneous response. So, I'm going to go through the pros and cons with this device and a little bit of me list, if I can remember it, because I can't remember it because I wasn't planning to do this video. These just came into the shop and I thought I'd have a first little impression of it. So, the packaging is really nice, it's really compact, everything is where it needs to be. Everything's where it needs to be. It's not overly tight, so you struggle to get it out like you do with DOVPO packaging, but it's not loose, so everything's flying about. So it's getting a thumbs up for the packaging for me. The actual presentation of the device, it looks really nice. The little bits on the side, on the resin, it is a little bit uncomfortable, I can imagine, after a couple of weeks of use, that this is going to mould into the shape of your hand just a little bit, and it's going to be a little bit smoother. It's got a little bit of a con with how angled the edges are. It's not an overly, like, no, I'm not going to buy that, but it is a little bit of a con for me. But that is down to the way that I hold my mods and I hold my devices. So, it's a nitpicky con. The power is unreal. This is one of the best devices I've used so far. Obviously, on a first impression kind of basis, I am really impressed with how well it responds. The menu system is a little bit confusing. It took me a good 10-15 minutes because I did mess this up a little bit and had to go and figure out the menu system on it. It did take me a good 10-15 minutes to figure it out properly. It's not an overly complicated, but I'm sure if you've used any of GEEKVAPE's other products, if you've used the Aegis Legend, the Aegis Mini, or whatever it's called, the little tiny lipo pack one, I am sure that you're going to be used to this. It's just I've never used a GEEKVAPE mod before. Yeah, I have. That's a lie. What one have I had? I've had the GEEKVAPE, the Squonker, the G-Box. That's GEEKVAPE. Yeah, the G-Box, but that had a different chip into this. I've not used anything with the AS chip in it before. Not properly, apart from to set up customers' kits and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But yeah, if you've got a bit of experience with the GEEKVAPE AS chip, then you'll have no problem using this. As I say, this is a first impression of the device. Overall, I am really enjoying it. It's really sleek. It looks elegant. It looks like It looks a little bit like a giant Zippo lighter, to be honest with you. You can like flick it up and then do all your tricks with it and that, you know what I mean? It does look a little bit like a Zippo lighter. If that was just a little bit lower down, it'd look exactly like a Zippo, but obviously like maybe one you could get from like Blackpool or something like that, like in the novelty toy shops. But yeah, overall, it's getting a 7 out of 10. I am impressed with it. It is a really nice mod. I like the kind of beveled finish. I don't think my camera will pick it up. There's a slightly beveled finish on the fire button, and my microphone is under there somewhere. It's got a nice clicky fire button, and as you can hear, there's no ramp up time whatsoever. So, go away you. So it's been a little bit of a first look on the GEEKVAPE NOVA, and so far I am really impressed with it. I am going to be putting this through a little bit more testing over the next couple of days, and if there's anything major that comes up with this, I will be the first to let you know. You guys will know first. But from watching a good couple of other reviews with it, from the likes of Chris Empire, making with it, you know, there is not any issues whatsoever with this device. It is really good. GEEKVAPE, you've done me proud. You're getting a 7 out of 10. And remember, doesn't matter whether your mod's brand new and looks like it's from the 70s. Doesn't matter whether your mod's from the 70s and looks brand new. As long as you're not smashing those bifters, you're doing good by my book. So, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now, and I'll see you soon. It looks really nice. Nova 200 watt, powered with an AS chipset.